What Star Trek show isn't complete without a holodeck misadventure? This episode of Star Trek Prodigy gives us one of the more memorable events, with interesting twists and turns, insight into our characters, and is still furthering the plot of the show in fascinating ways. Let's take a look at episode 17, Ghost in the Machine from Star Trek Prodigy. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get straight into it. Now, I'm wearing the Christmas jumper today, it's freezing cold here, but hey ho, we're in the Christmas spirit, or holiday spirit, so if you guys get one of these, let me know, tweet it at me, because I'd love to see it. My Twitter's on screen now. Before we warp into this video, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. But as always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, we want to hear about it. Okay? Engage. This episode was written by Chad Quant and directed by Andrew Schmidt, with Chad having previously written the third episode of the series, Starstruck. And when he might have shown his reverence in Trek's legacy, this episode definitely showed Trek's love of holodeck episodes. The very first scene we are thrown into our crew having to contend with a rogue Romulan faction. Rogue Romulan, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Oh, and also the Dauntless as well, even using their phasers as Morse code to communicate, basically telling them the living construct situation, something which has been suggested by fans of the series for a while as a way to communicate the issue. It's nice to see the writers thought ahead of that one. However, in a really nice twist, we learn this is simply a simulation, and the crew has been running simulations to deal with the Dauntless. I would say the Morse code phaser trick should have worked, especially considering Janeway is in command. This is a simulation, and why it failed, maybe just later in the same episode. This episode of Prodigy is, like I said, one of our standard Star Trek holodeck episodes. Our crew is stuck in the holodeck, at first believing they exit the holodeck, but they're actually still in the holodeck, only knowing when glitches start to appear. Take a shot in this video of Earl Grey tea or other Romulan beverage of choice every time I say holodeck. It is your classic stuck in a holo program episode. Safety protocols are off and you can't escape this situation, and I love that. We not only have it as our base of Trek episode, we have some spins on it. Everyone's personal holo programs are being merged, with Dr. Norm, who Janken programmed to fight after falling out with him, appearing in other programs. Weird animals from the vet program Rock Talk uses, the Diviner appearing from a holo program The Diviner from a while back. It's a very interesting premise, and I love it. I will say, what I definitely was not expecting in Star Trek at all was to see a Tellarite on a holodeck doing a Hadouken against some foes in a street. You can definitely call this Street Fighter. We got our general way to escape these programs as well. They just have to finish a program and it will automatically end and summon the Arch. But as we get further and further into this merging holo madness, it is Zero who has the detective program, but deduces someone is keeping him in the holodeck and why they're merging programs, and there's only and not all the other programs in the computer. The reveal that the holodeck was tampered by Holo Janeway was massively done, in a twist I didn't see coming, and in a way that makes so much sense. We've seen Janeway be corrupted before, and in a way she was fixed, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was also her base form was corrupted as well, wanting her to head to Starfleet. But her holo program only has been given access to control non-essential systems on the ship, therefore she needed Dahl's command code. They even addressed that the infection wasn't Holo Janeway inspiring the kids with nefarious needs. This program within Janeway and the kids wanted to go to Starfleet matched, so it didn't do anything out of the ordinary. This is a great way to reveal something like this quite late in the game. So not only was this holodeck programmed to continue forever, which made me think of a recent holodeck adventure in Star Trek Lower Decks, with Formula going off in the programming track and the holodeck just having to continually make stuff up. However, what if this isn't the only program Holo Janeway tampered with, or the only time she tampered with the ship? Remember at the beginning of the episode, with the simulation of dealing with the Dauntless and the Morse code phaser communication wasn't working. What if Holo Janeway intentionally made the simulation for safely dealing with Starfleet fail? Basically making sure the kids don't find a way to stop the living construct from completing its mission. Definitely something to think about there. With Dahl having previously given his authorization codes to Holo Janeway and her nefarious nature revealing itself, the ship has now headed out of the neutral zone, locked everyone out of the command, and put them in the way of the Dauntless. With Holo Janeway having access to command authorization, I wonder if her programming also includes triggering the living construct here, or maybe the living construct would prefer to spread at Earth, aka the heart of the Federation. Therefore, if the infection spreads across Starfleet systems, it would be more disastrous than simply one ship on the edge of a neutral zone. I guess we'll have to keep watching and find out what happens the next time on Star Trek Prodigy. Only a couple of episodes left now.
Mystery is a feat. Get it?
Star Trek Prodigy continues to weave excellent short-form and long-form storytelling together, being able to tell these excellent individual stories, but still having them contribute in quite big ways to the overall story of the show, which is amazing. Also, by the way, can we just comment on Murph singing? I didn't expect that, and now I want D. Bradley Baker to sing an entire album. I mean, come on, Trekkies, I'm pretty sure we can make it happen, just saying. Not only does Prodigy do this in the writing, but also gives us some more character moments and insights despite not really needing any more at this point of the story. For example, Jacob likes to beat up Dr. Newham after his insults in a previous episode, holding grudges like a Tellurite does. Rockstock enjoys veterinarian programs, Dar being a captain of a pirate ship who recruit at bases every order. And obviously Murph singing in a jazz bar, I want that now. Murph with a top hat. I need one of those hats. I think that'd be good. We need a jazz bar. This episode reads aspects like Dr. Newham in interesting ways, without having to make a lot more character models, and they make it make sense with holo programs merging, giving us some interesting scenarios of Tellurite pirates or 1920 mob Tellurites, which I wish they played into a little more, but what we got was enough. A quote I noted down, because it was very nice, was Janeway saying what isn't present today might reveal itself tomorrow, and suggesting to give the first simulation a break and to sleep on it, which is advice we can all kinda hear. No use in trying the same thing, and sometimes it's better to take a break and come back to a fresh pair of eyes. There was only one scene which I didn't particularly like, and that was the mess hall scene, with the dialogue feeling somewhat off and weird here.
I'd like to slap my father for all he's put me through, with my hand.
But isn't the worst thing, and for an episode which has some amazing dialogue, like the previous quote, it's not the end of the world. Overall, this was a very good episode of Star Trek Prodigy and Star Trek as a whole, giving us a Star Trek trope of holodeck malfunctions and weaving in the definitely into Prodigy's larger arc. With so many holodeck episodes in Star Trek, the idea of holodeck malfunctions can get stale, but at least with this episode, it's remixed in a way that makes it stand out amongst the rest in the entire Star Trek universe. With the Protostar and Dauntless face to face again, and everyone locked out of their controls, how will our crew get out of this one? You should check out our latest article on TrekSinch.net where we give you a preview of the upcoming episodes. Spoiler warning though.
Yeah!
What did you think of our Ghost in the Machine episode? With only 3 more episodes left in our season, we're definitely going to be heading faster into our series' long plot. What might happen? I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. Come join. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper my friends, goodbye.